For essential carbohydrates, and 4 never touch anything after the age of 60. The improper carbohydrates can cause you to crash. Blood sugar damages your digestive system and silently cause muscle and memory loss and stroke. According to a significant study, they increase your risk of diabetes by 70%, and the majority of elderly people eat them every day without realizing it. Crackers, cereal, and even nutritious carbohydrates are depleting your vitality and accelerating. In this video, we disclose the 4 finest carbohydrates to consume each day, the worst things that are aging you quickly, ranging from weakest to strongest, from least to most hazardous. Remain, because the link at the top of the worst list is to early dementia and heart failure. It's most likely in your kitchen at the moment. All of this is supported by science. With each citation listed below, before we get in, leave a comment, and tell us where you are. Where are you watching from, and what is your age? Responding to each and every one, let's begin. This one fool has the 4th best carb. Number 4, green peas, is almost universal. Number 4 carb. Green peas may appear too easy to issue, but for senior citizens, they're a strong, muscle-saving carbohydrate that also people tend to ignore it, unlike quick-burning carbohydrates such as white potatoes or rice. The resistant starch content of green peas is high, as well as soluble fiber, which indicates they digest gradually and keep your blood sugar stable. And avoid those harmful insulin spikes that increase in frequency after 60. Peas, however, do more than just counteract sugar. Directly aid in the healing of muscle, what the majority of people are unaware of. Among the few vegetables with a lot of carbohydrates that have a branched chain of leucine protein that instructs your body to develop and preserve muscle, and after 60, you're already in a catabolic state. Condition that indicates muscular breakdown. Without leucine, it creates it more quickly. This breakdown is accelerated by rich carbohydrates. A 2022 study that was published in Nutrients for elderly people who consumed green legumes at least 3 times a week, like peas, found they maintained 14% greater muscular mass than 2 years, as opposed to those who just green peas are also beneficial without exercise. Safeguard your digestive system, which is essential for digestion of carbohydrates. They have chemel, a phytonutrient with anti-inflammatory properties, in the lining of your stomach, and when your stomach is inflamed, even with healthy carbs, one becomes more difficult to comprehend. Why elderly people with gas or uncomfortable bowels frequently worsen when they neglect fiber. Peas and other rich plant starches are worse. Nutrition is blocked by poor gut health. Absorption that leaves you aching, exhausted, and foggy-headed. To fully reap the reward, steam them instead of boiling them to mush them sparingly, then drizzle with olive oil and garlic, which maintains their fiber content and preserves phytonutrients while increasing green peas. They are more than just a side dish. They are a calculated anabolic carbohydrate that aids senior citizens in overcoming exhaustion and recovering reduced muscle mass and reduced inflammation. At minimum, incorporate them back into your diet 3 times every week, and you'll experience the distinction. Number 3, steel-cut oats. 3rd carbohydrate. There's more to steel-cut oats than just breakfast. Fundamental, they serve as a metabolic barrier for seniors. In contrast to quick oats or processed cooking packages, steel-cut oats without any structural integrity break down slowly and release glucose gradually, and support stable blood sugar levels for hours. After 60, that's a game changer. Insulin resistance begins to develop, and most carbohydrates raise your blood sugar levels. Soaring steel's gradual absorption. Eating chopped oats allows your pancreas to relax and aids in protecting the sensitive hormonal balance that your body must maintain crisp and invigorated. But what makes chopped oats even more distinctive is beta. A special soluble fiber called glucan is present in high levels only in very small oats that have been treated. This substance has been demonstrated in numerous trials to reduce LDL. Systemic inflammation is reduced by cholesterol, and strengthen the integrity of the gut barrier. 3 problems that worsen as one ages. In 2023, the American Journal of Meta-Analysis Clinical Nutrition discovered that just one daily dish of steel-cut oats LDL cholesterol in adults by as much as 15% greater than or equal to 60 and a markedly lowered C-reactive protein, a sign of arthritis-related inflammation, stroke and cognitive decline. Even more startling, beta-glucinate. Your immune system after the age of 60 cells slow down, resulting in increased delayed recovery and an increased risk of infection. Oats nourish the good bacteria, particularly bifidobacteria, in your intestines, which can generate fatty acids with a short chain that repair the lining of your stomach, stimulate appetite, and possibly increase serotonin levels. That translates to improved mood and digestion. And enhanced resistance of the immune system, all from a carb that cooks in under 15 minutes. To get the most out of steel-cut oats, stay away from adding brown sugar to them or pasteurized milk in place of cooking with water. Or almond milk without sugar. Add cinnamon to regulate blood sugar and combine with flax seeds or berries for added steel-cut oats, which aren't only antioxidants. Heart-friendly. They're among the few carbohydrates that actively shield elderly people from getting sick of sugar, from the inside out, from slow mornings, or from crashes that cause mental fog. Oats might be your go-to everyday meal. Sweetheart, the body has been lacking. Number 2. Second carbohydrate. Sweet potatoes are more than just delectable. They're among the most full senior-friendly carbohydrates available on the earth, as opposed to white potatoes that spike your blood sugar levels and provide minimal. Sweet potatoes' nutritional return provides a complex that burns slowly. Your body uses carbs as fuel without taking too much insulin. Response after 60, that's crucial when even mild sugar increases can result in persistent exhaustion, blurred eyesight, and what causes rapid vascular damage. Sweet potatoes are particularly beneficial because they're incredibly high beta content. A plant pigment called carotene that your body uses transforms into the essential vitamin A, which protects against most vitamin A deficiency in the elderly, strengthens your immune system, and enhances vision and your skin. Research from 2022 that was printed in Frontiers in Aging discovered that senior citizens who consistently ate veggies with orange flesh, such as sweet potatoes, were noticeably superior. Mental recall, fewer colds, and decreased macular degeneration rates. It's not only the sweet potatoes' carbohydrates, the protective container in which they arrive. Additionally, sweet potatoes are high in resistant starch, particularly when cooked and chilled. Resistant starch feeds after that. Your colon's beneficial microorganisms generating the short-chain fatty acid butyrate acid that lowers inflammation, enhances the strength of your intestinal barrier, and lowering the chance of colon cancer. Even elderly people with poor digestion, a leaky gut, or IBS-like symptoms frequently get better when they replace refined carbohydrates with chilled sweet potatoes, which also include 2 electrolytes are potassium and magnesium. Vital for the contraction of muscles and heartbeat, both of which are absent. Easier as one ages or with specific medicine. If you have nighttime leg cramps when the rhythm of your heart feels strange, delicious, one potential answer is potatoes. Your physician never advised you to obtain the complete advantage and roast them entirely using the keep your skin on to prevent drowning them. Sugar or marshmallows. A dash of turmeric or cinnamon can increase their decreasing blood sugar and anti-inflammatory benefits of eating. You're more than just sweet potatoes. Sating your desire for carbohydrates, you're bolstering your digestive system and stabilizing your blood sugar levels and brain protection and vision in a single bite. First, the first carbohydrate: lentils. Lentils include more than just they are the only plant-based protein that is the most advantageous carbohydrate that elderly people can eat every day. They're packed with nutrients, soluble fiber, carbohydrates, and essential minerals that regulate blood and restore aging tissues, sugar, and even lower the chance of chronic illness by over 30%. In contrast to digested carbohydrates that lead to inflammation as well as collapse your energy levels. Everything, including your digestion and glucose and your mood as well. Here's why they're more important. Until 60, lentils are exceptionally low glycemic index, indicating that they almost seldom cause blood sugar surge, but they continue to offer long-enduring power, which is essential as your mitochondria, the energy source in your body. As factories age, they inevitably slow down. 2021 research published in the British Journal of Nutrition discovered that elderly people who ate lentils 3 times a week had a much lower fasting glucose level, enhanced cholesterol levels, and significantly greater sensitivity to insulin. Than even more crucial are those who don't consume legumes. Lentils contain a lot of prebiotic fiber that provides the gut microbiota with direct nutrition. After 60, the variety of your intestinal bacteria falls sharply, and this is connected to immune system malfunction, fogginess in the brain, and joint. Lentils' particular kind of fiber helps with pain. Restore the microbial equilibrium that produces anti-inflammatory substances such as acetate and propionate, which shield the intestinal lining. With seniors with a thicker intestinal barrier absorb more nutrients to detox more effectively and lessen your puffiness and post-meal inflammation. Lentils are also abundant in magnesium, iron, and folate, and iron keeps most seniors nourished. Folate makes your red blood cells robust, aids in DNA repair and brain function. Your nervous system is calmed by magnesium. While promoting bone and muscle density, folate is especially important for women over 60. Essential to prevent memory loss and safeguard cardiovascular health. In order to obtain the complete advantages of cooking lentils with cumin and other anti-inflammatory spices, steer clear of canned garlic or bay leaf types that are high in salt, and choose lentils that have been dried or hardly treated. Rather, red lentils boil more quickly, while green and brown provide a more substantial bite. Them to cold salads, stews, or soups. For an all-purpose daily carbohydrate. Additionally, white bread can't. Now that you identify the top 4 carbohydrates to power your body stabilizes and protects your muscles. After 60, let's count down your energy. Seniors should avoid the 4 worst carbohydrates. Never come into contact with a familiar favorite that is causing your body to age silently. Number 4, white sandwich every day. Number 4, carb white sandwich bread, which is among the seniors' most dangerous staples diet, not because to its sweet flavor, but as most people don't have to growing up. Those over 60 ate white bread every day. Sandwiches for lunch and bread in the morning, a slice alongside salad or soup, but the current version is completely different from what you parents ate, the freshly prepared white bread today. From ultra-refined bleached flour that breaks down more quickly than sugar, producing an enormous rise in blood sugar in a matter of minutes, and those surges are more important now than ever. Following the 2021 research on diabetes treatment, more than 8,000 people over 60 were monitored and discovered that daily white bread consumption increased type 2 risk, heart disease by 16% and diabetes by 29%. The reason is because as you become older, your pancreas causes your cells to produce insulin more slowly, resistant, and your blood sugar levels remain raised for a longer period of time than before. Blood vessels are harmed by a silent storm. Makes you anxious and possibly causes starvation. Your energy-producing brain cells. White bread, furthermore, provides hardly any fiber, which indicates that your gut microbes are hungry, and when your microbiota becomes less robust, your digestion is hampered by your immune system. Slows down and causes extreme inflammation. Most white breads today are the worst for your body. Include hydrogenated oils and added sweeteners. And enriched blooms, which do only fool your body into believing it is full as you feed the very illnesses you're attempting to prevent. If white bread is what you're having for breakfast, when you eat lunch or dinner, your body is battling it. It can't win the sugar battle. The answer: make the move to stone ground or 100% sprouted grain. Whole grain bread that has been ground using at least 3 grams of fiber in each slice. Wheat on every label is insufficient unless it is the primary component of multigrain. It normally doesn't matter if you want stability, vigor, increased concentration, and actual protection anti-diabetes and stroke. Perhaps the white sandwich bread behind the most crucial choice you make is this year, but before we move further, if you've made it this far, I've been loving the video. Hit the like button, and remember to click the bell button to subscribe so you don't miss any more videos similar to this one. Third carbohydrate. 3 light, crispy rice cakes. While promoted as a nutritious food, nevertheless, rice cakes rank among the most deceptive and harmful carbohydrates for elderly people with almost no fiber, no fat, and no true nourishment. Your bloodstream is assaulted by rice cakes like pure sugar, which your body breaks down in minutes, that result in a sudden increase in blood sugar, then a crash that was just as quick, and those recurrent surges stop after 60. Simply wear you out. They raise your diabetes risk, memory loss, and muscle waste. The majority of rice cakes are created using white rice puffs with a glycemic index more than 80 times greater than table sugar. A 2020 research that was printed in the Journal of According to Clinical Endocrinology, foods with a high glycemic index, such as puffed rice, increased blood sugar after meals by more than 200%. In contrast to a whole low glycemic index cereals in elderly, that increase sets off a massive insulin release, but aging cells fail to react appropriately. Thus, your blood sugar remains high for a longer period of time, resulting in oxidative stress, inflammation, and even rice cakes also don't cause nerve injury. Quench your appetite, since they don't fiber, protein, and fat, which don't help slow down digestion or trigger feelings of fullness. Chemicals such as leptin, which indicate that you feel hungry sooner, snack more frequently, and gradually put on weight, even if you believe you're eating too little. Many elderly people resort to rice cakes as a healthy snack, but they're actually developing a metabolic disorder. Roller coaster that helps concentrate energy can worsen intestinal health. To make things worse, rice cakes with a bad flavor frequently contain artificial sweeteners, maltodextrin, and coatings high in salt that can increase your blood pressure and intestinal damage lining, and even simple rice cakes can provide starch is hardly more than empty starch. That promotes the incorrect gut flora and encourages constipation, bloating, and, if you're going for rice, inflammation. Cakes that believe they're a clever snack. You should reconsider your habit. Swap for a tiny handful of uncooked almonds, or a piece of toast made with healthy grains and avocado. These options help blood sugar regulation, intestinal health, and muscular maintenance. As you age, your health is crucial. Rice cakes might appear innocent, but for the elderly, they are really just another quick carb. Intensifying the issues. You're attempting to stay away from the packaged second carbohydrate breakfast cereals are vibrant, crisp, and assert that they are enhanced with vitamins, yet the majority of breakfasts are packaged. Cereals are among the most harmful foods. Seniors can consume carbohydrates from cornflakes to clusters of honey to the alleged brand blends. Almost all of the boxes on the rack are packed with extra sweets and refined carbohydrates and harmful chemical preservatives. Devastating effects on your digestion, blood sugar, and long-term health issues begin with the process used to make these cereals. During grain processing, it removes their inherent fiber and germ exiting. There is only rapidly burning starch behind it. Additionally, as these cereals are frequently puffed, coated, or flaked to give the body takes them up as quickly as pure. Your pancreas is forced by the surge in glucose to inject your body with insulin, which gets increasingly hazardous after the age of 60 when you react to insulin more slowly, and your cells cease to react effectively. Causes your blood sugar to rise. For extended feeding, irritation, and exhaustion and brain fog. According to a 2019 study by the Journal of Gerontology, adults older than 60 who consumed a manufactured breakfast 5 or more times a week, cereal had a 22% increased chance of metabolic syndrome. A collection of symptoms that include elevated blood sugar, elevated blood pressure, and number of these cereals that are also filled with emulsifiers and phosphates can harm the lining of your stomach and deplete essential minerals, such as magnesium and calcium. That implies tighter muscles and weaker bones, with an increased chance of fractures and falls. Even grains with the labels whole grain or rich in fiber are frequently sweetened with fruit juice, barley malt, or corn syrup, which affects your system. Like some have more than 20 grams of sugar. Sugar per serving is concealed under various names, and if that cereal is being paired with low-fat milk, it simply adds extra sugar on top, but without the fat. The body must assist and slow down digestion. The solution for your hormones: get rid of the boxes. Reach for this if you need a quick breakfast. Greek yogurt without sugar and chia seeds, or a boiled egg accompanied by a piece of actual cereal in a package, or whole grain toast could seem like a practical approach to begin your day, but it's frequently the first for seniors. Weight gain as a result of blood sugar increases energy and gain crashes that persist throughout. French fries are the best in the morning. The first carbohydrate, they're crispy and golden, and for many, they're irresistible, seniors. However, the most hazardous food is French fries. Carbohydrates that you can consume, they're not simply high after 60. These are deep-fried in refined starch, fiber-depleted inflammatory oils and containing chemicals and salt preservatives that harm almost all organ in the body that ages. You're not consuming vegetables, you're ingesting a bomb of blood sugar wrapped in a heart attack. The issue is that potatoes already have a high glycemic index, indicating that they raise blood sugar levels quick, but if you thin them out, they will fry in harmful vegetable oils, then seasoned with salt and synthetic flavorings, they turn into metabolically damaging. A study conducted in 2023 found in the Nutrition and Aging Journal that elderly people who ate fried potatoes having a 36% higher rate of stroke risk and were twice as likely to become insulin resistant and arterial rigidity, even if their general moderate. French fries were also included in the diet. Eliminate the microorganisms in your stomach. The majority are cooked in reclaimed oil that contains acrylamide, is a substance that causes cancer. When foods heavy in starch are cooked at high temperatures, these substances impair your digestive system barrier that increases inflammation and decreases absorption of important vitamins, such as B12. The minerals magnesium and folate are the brain and muscles are in dire need of 60, and the salt in the majority of frozen or fast food. More than 300 milligrams of sodium are present in fries per serving, and no one consumes only one portion. Your arteries become stiff from that excess. Causes your blood pressure to rise and makes your kidneys put in more effort. Combine that. Considering the carb load, you have the ideal formula for brain fog caused by exhaustion, ankle swelling, and a deteriorating heart. Purpose of French fries. Their mental instability is particularly harmful. Comfort. They frequently go hand in hand with social consumption of sandwiches, burgers, or takeaway, making it more difficult to reject them, but their impact on your metabolism, circulation and cognition are not small. After 60, each bite either helps or makes you get better or get sicker. Bake sweet potatoes if you're a potato lover. Slices with herbs and olive oil, but if you continue to eat French fries every day, realize they're more than just their stealthy robbery is a guilty delight. Your longevity and energy clarity. If you're over 60, and your body can't handle carbs as they were previously incorrect, carbs hit harder, and stay longer, and do more harm than they have ever done. When you were younger, you quickly digested white bread, grains and other carbohydrates without fiber. French fries and cakes went together like clockwork, causing your blood to spike inside your body, your pancreas being exhausted by sugar and filling your bloodstream with inflammation. Over time, these consequences result in weaker muscles and slower thinking, erratic energy and a much increased risk of diabetes, stroke, and premature frailty, although it's true that not all carbohydrates are harmful. Such as steel-cut oats, lentils, and sweet potatoes, have a lot of slow-burning fuel, creating muscle, and consuming nutrition and intestinal healing fibers that can reverse a lot of the alterations brought on by aging. Your blood sugar is stabilized by these carbohydrates. Maintain your health by nourishing your microbiota in repair mode as opposed to malfunctioning, and consuming them on a daily basis can sharpen your mind, keep your joints safe, and assist you keep up the energy required to stay autonomous. In actuality, each carb you are eating is accelerating the aging process, or there is no middle ground when slowing things down. Therefore, picking the appropriate carbohydrates and eliminating the worst offenders is one of the most potent actions you can take. After the age of 60, you don't require. All you have to do to give away carbs is give up those who are working in silence against you. In the event that you have any inquiries, or please feel free to post comments. Thank you for seeing below.